Most people think wealth is about how much money you make. Rich Europeans think differently. They focus on how money behaves once it's earned. Let me explain. Two people can earn the same amount online, let's say through freelancing, e-commerce, content creation, or investing. One struggles year after year. The other quietly builds long-term wealth. The difference isn't intelligence, it's not luck, and it's definitely not hustle culture. It's mindset, structure, and patience. In Europe, especially in countries like Germany, Switzerland, the Netherlands, and parts of Scandinavia, online income isn't treated like a jackpot. It's treated like a system, a machine that must be designed carefully, protected legally, and grown slowly. And that's where most people in the US, UK, and Australia get it wrong. The first big difference is how Europeans view speed. In many English-speaking countries, online income is sold as fast money. Quick wins, viral success, quit your job in 90 days. Rich Europeans don't chase speed, they chase stability. They would rather make 3,000 euros a month consistently for 10 years than 30,000 euros once and disappear. That patience changes everything. It affects how they choose platforms, business models, and even personal branding. They avoid businesses that rely entirely on trends or algorithms. Instead, they build things that compound quietly: subscription services, niche digital products, boring but reliable consulting, licensing, or equity-based partnerships. Nothing flashy, everything durable. The second difference is how they separate identity from income. In the US and similar cultures, income becomes personal. If the business fails, people feel like they failed. That emotional attachment leads to bad decisions, panic pivots, overworking, desperation marketing. Rich Europeans keep emotional distance. To them, an online business is a tool, not a reflection of self-worth. If something stops working, they don't spiral. They analyze, adjust, or shut it down calmly. This detachment allows clearer thinking, especially during downturns. It's one reason they survive longer. The third difference is how early they think about structure. Most people start earning online first and think about structure later. Taxes, legal protection, accounting, compliance. Rich Europeans do the opposite. Before the first serious euro comes in, they already know which entity they'll use, how income will be categorized, how risk will be limited, how future expansion will be handled. This isn't about avoiding taxes illegally. It's about planning intelligently. They don't wait until they're overwhelmed. They build clean systems from the start, even when income is small. That discipline compounds over time. The fourth difference is how they treat online income as global, not local. Many Americans, Brits, and Australians still think locally. Local audience, local pricing, local reach. Rich Europeans think cross-border by default. Multiple currencies, international clients, platform diversification, even language strategies. They understand that the internet removes borders, but only if you design for it. They don't rely on one market or one platform. If something changes politically, economically, or technologically, they're not trapped. That flexibility is quiet power. Another major difference is their relationship with visibility. In many English-speaking markets, success online often means being loud. Constant posting, personal exposure, oversharing, always on. Rich Europeans are often invisible on purpose. They don't need to be known, they need to be paid. They build back-end businesses, white label services, B2B solutions, systems where clients come through referrals or contracts, not attention. Less stress, more privacy, more control. And finally, there's the way they think about time. Most people trade time for money online without realizing it. More hours, more content, more effort just to maintain income. Rich Europeans design for decoupling time from earnings as early as possible. They ask different questions. How does this scale without me? What breaks if I step away? What continues to earn while I sleep? Not once, but repeatedly. They don't burn themselves out for short-term wins. They protect energy like capital. Because to them, time isn't something to sacrifice for money. Time is the reason money exists in the first place. And this way of thinking shapes every online income decision they make, quietly, patiently, and often years ahead of everyone else. Another thing that quietly separates rich Europeans from everyone else is how they use profit. When most people start making money online, the first instinct is to upgrade life. Better phone, better car, better apartment. The money feels like a reward. Rich Europeans see profit as fuel, not a prize. In the early stages, they deliberately keep their lifestyle almost boring. Not because they're cheap, but because they understand something most people don't. The first years of online income decide the next 20. Instead of spending, they reinvest into things that remove future friction, better systems, better tools, professional help, automation, and sometimes simply buying back time. That discipline early on creates freedom later without stress. They also think very differently about risk. Online income can feel unstable, especially when platforms change or markets shift. Most people respond by either taking reckless risks or freezing completely. Rich Europeans manage risk methodically. They diversify income streams, but not randomly. Each stream has a role. One might be high cash flow, another stable but slower, another experimental. If one fails, it doesn't collapse the whole structure. They also avoid building their entire income on something they don't control. One platform, one algorithm, one client. Control matters more than growth speed. That's why many of them never look rich early on, but over time, they become very hard to shake. There's also a cultural difference in how education is used. In the US, UK, and Australia, people often chase motivation. Courses that promise confidence, mindset shifts, or overnight success. There's nothing wrong with learning, but rich Europeans approach education with a colder lens. They don't ask, will this inspire me? They ask, will this solve a specific problem I already have? They rarely jump into trends. They wait, observe, let others test the waters. Then they enter once the chaos settles. By the time something feels boring to the internet, that's often when they consider it safe. And one of the biggest differences, one people almost never talk about, is how they define success. For many, success is visible. Followers, public recognition, lifestyle proof. For rich Europeans, success is invisible. It's waking up without anxiety. It's not checking sales every hour. It's knowing that if they stop working for a month, things don't collapse. They value calm over applause. This is why burnout is far less common among them. They don't tie their identity to output. They don't glorify exhaustion. They see rest as maintenance, not laziness. Even their workdays look different. Fewer hours, more focus, less noise. They protect mental clarity because they know that one good decision is worth more than 100 rushed ones. And here's the uncomfortable truth. None of this is secret. None of it is unavailable. Patience doesn't sell well. Structure doesn't go viral. Quiet consistency doesn't trend. But over time, it wins. That's why you'll see some people online working harder every year, making roughly the same money, feeling constantly behind. And others, almost invisible, steadily pulling ahead, not through luck, but through restraint and long-term thinking. Rich Europeans don't believe online income should dominate their life. They believe it should support their life. And once you understand that, everything changes: how you build, how you scale, and how you define freedom itself. If this perspective made you rethink how you view online income, not just how to make it, but how to keep it and grow it, then you're already thinking differently than most people. If you want more breakdowns like this, focused on long-term thinking, smart systems, and how real wealth is built quietly, subscribe to the channel. And if this video gave you a new lens, share it with someone who's grinding hard but still feels stuck. Because sometimes, the smartest move isn't doing more. It's doing things differently.